So let's start with the insert text question. It is the final type of question we have on the reading section. Insert text question, or sometimes it is called sentence insertion question. So both names are given for this type of question. Well, first look at what the insert text question is, then what skills it tests, and finally we'll go on with the strategies and helpful tips in order to answer this question type. So basically, this type of question is aimed at finding out the relationship. And here we're given, first of all, a specific sentence. There is a sentence given, and there would be four answer choices, or four locations actually, inside the text. And those locations are not given as the answer choice, or they're not given like the other multiple choice questions. It doesn't give you that way. Instead, the answer choices are all inside. They're inside the passage, and whenever it is inside the passage, it is marked as A, B, C, or D, and we need to choose one of those locations in order to insert the sentence. And that sentence, when we insert it, should give the best logical meaning and connection to other sentences before and after that. So that's the sentence insertion question and how it looks like. So we'll have more description about it. So basically, the extra sentence will fit well in only one of these locations. We have to choose A, B, C, or D as the best possible choice for that. Now, the next thing is here, what are some possible functions of this extra sentence? Or what does the new sentence, which is given to insert inside the text, will function as? Or what's the purpose of it? First of all, when we have, or when we add the new text, the function for that new text will point out, or it is, to point out a cause or effect of a phenomenon just mentioned. So it is pointing at something as a cause and effect, or reason and result. It's that one. Or that new sentence which we insert might provide statistics or an example that supports a claim. That sentence we insert could have this kind of function. It provides statistics or examples to support a claim. We may have this sentence to introduce a qualification or exception to a claim. It could be this function. So we may have it introduce a qualification or exception to a claim. That sentence which is newly inserted may have that function. Or often it may go on with clarifying the type of organization. So here, that extra sentence we insert might introduce a topic about to be discussed, a new topic to be introduced and discussed throughout the text. It can be this function. Or often the new sentence will explicit a conclusion that has only been hinted at, or it makes a logical conclusion out of what is already pointed at. So this is the second function, basically with the organization. And the third function, which is related to clarifying the type of organization, is that the new sentence will serve as a transition that links one sentence to another by pointing out the logical relationship between them. So that sentence we insert inside the passage, inside one of those options, may work as a linking sentence to connect two different ideas, or two similar ideas, or to add a new point. So these are the common functions we may have. The new sentence when we insert it may work to identify a cause and effect for a specific subject, which is already mentioned. It may work as an elaboration to provide statistics or examples in order to support a claim. It may be introducing a new kind of exception or qualification to introduce the topic or a claim which is already made by the author. Or it might have some structural functions, like the new sentence might introduce a topic about to be discussed, or it might somehow make explicit conclusion that has been only hinted at. And finally, it can work as a linking sentence. So this is very, very useful, but the understanding each of these functions would be very helpful. But as you can see, so we may have other functions for the sentence as well, and they're not listed here. So we may have other functions in a sentence as well. Now the test interface, so I'll show you how it looks like, how the screen is. In the actual test, the passage is on the left panel with 4 squares, okay? And then the right sentence is on, or the extra sentence, or the sentence we need to insert inside the text is on the right panel, and then you need to choose the best location, A, B, C, D, and that will be marked with squares. It's not like select the sentence question. In select the sentence question, on actual test, we didn't have the location. We didn't have A, B, C. We needed to find out the right sentence for our question. But here, the sentences are marked and the locations are marked. So we need to choose one of those locations in order to insert the sentence. So let's see. Yeah, here we have a sample of the question. The passage is given here. We have this passage excerpt. It's not the complete passage. It is part of a longer passage. So as you can see, there are squares. Here we have A. So on the real test, we may have the same thing. The answer choices are marked with squares, and inside them you can see A, B, C, and D. And this is the answer, okay? We don't have anything like this on the test by saying A, B, C. So this is for guidance, okay? On the real test, we don't have these options, as multiple choice answers. No, we'll only have the answers in the passage with squares. They're marked, and then there's the sentence given. This is the new sentence which we need to insert into one of these locations in order to have the logical connection and logical meaning. So as the direction itself tells you, it says, look at the part of the passage that is displayed above. So we can see the passage here. The letters A, B, C, and D indicate where the following sentence could be added. They show where we can add this specific sentence. This is the extra sentence, or the sentence we need to insert into one of the locations. So what is the sentence? This made it easy for the artists to paint and display them for the rest of the cave dwellers. So here we have the sentence. Just for a moment, read the passage excerpt and we'll come back to the answers. After doing this question, we'll go on with the strategies and helpful tips in order to answer the insert text question. So read it and we'll go ahead. So let's see which one is correct and which one is not correct. So let's first analyze the sentence itself. The sentence which we need to insert starts with the word this. It means it is a referent word and it refers back to a previously stated text, a previously stated idea. This mid, so we have to find and search for the idea that would be the reference for the word this. It means the already expressed point. So this made it easy for the artists to paint and display them for the rest of the cave dwellers. So here we have this made it easy. So what is it again? What is this here? And display, it's another keyword here, display them for the rest of the cave dwellers. So let's take a look at the passage. First option, we'll read it. One of the most puzzling aspects of the painting is their location. So we have here location. It means a place to display. That's what we have here. Other rock paintings, for example, those of the sun, people in South Africa. So it is an example. Example of what? Rock paintings. Other rock paintings are either located near the cave entrances, or, so it's one location, or completely in the open. Completely in the open. So if you insert it here, this made it easy for the artist to paint and display them for the rest of the cave dwellers. So if you have this sentence in A, does it make sense or not? Cave paintings in France and Spain, however, are in reserves and caverns far removed from original cave entrances. This means, so we don't add here because here itself the word has got this. This, it means it refers back to the entrances, or putting those original cave paintings in the cave entrances. Artists to work cramped spaces without sources of natural light. It also implies it means having these cramped spaces and without sources of light. So it refers back to this one. So it is connected. We don't find any gap. So C doesn't have any gap. It's logically connected. In D, so the same thing. So possibly the best answer choice here is the A, because here we have the cave entrances, and then the next location is in the open. So these two locations, it means this made it easy. This made it easy being located in cave entrances or completely in the open. Completely in the open. So it made it easy for the artist to paint and display them for the rest of the dwellers. So that's why we can say, yeah, as you have mentioned, the best choice is answer A.
Now, sir, what do you think about these dashes? Are they going to give us extra information about the rock painting or no?
Yeah, it is an example.
For example, other rock painting dash, for example, doesn't represent people.
Of course. It is, we have here one dash. The next one is after South Africa. So if we have such kind of dashes inside the text, it means the idea stated in between will have more elaboration or definition of a topic previously stated. So here we have rock paintings. So for example, provides more data, more explanation, or example here about what? Rock paintings. This is the noun which is elaborated. It means rock paintings are either located near cave entrances. What are the examples of rock paintings? For example, those of sun, people in South Africa. It is elaboration on the rock painting here. Now, as you have seen inside the insert text question, one of the important things would be the cohesive devices. Now we'll discuss more about cohesive devices and how important they are in insert text question. We have two types of clues in any kind of text. The first one is the content clues. This is the content clues. It's the first type. These content clues, we want to find out the helpful information, the helpful tips based on what is expressed, based on the content of the passage. Those related topics, supporting details, contrasting information, examples, elaboration that logically connects to the new sentence. These are all content clues based on the ideas expressed into the text. We can infer, as we have had, for example, near the entrances or completely in the open. It was a content clue. Content clue. So it is the first type. Second type of the clue we can use in order to guess the logical place is the language clues. These language clues are the words and phrases that make ideas and sentences coherent, like cohesive devices, signal words or phrases. Like, for example, provides an example. So basically, in order to go ahead well with the connection, we may use any of these clues, either content clues or language clues. Content clues are the ideas related to the topic, supporting details, contrasting information, examples, elaborations, any of them. And language clues are cohesive words and transition signals. Let's get into some examples of cohesive devices or language clues. These are common language clues that we may have into our passage. We may frequently face them while we are reading a passage. The first ones are the clues that show opposition or contradiction. These are the transition signals or cohesive words that show opposition, but, however, nevertheless, instead, while, by contrast, or rather, these are used to show contrast. Or we may indicate result or consequence. We may have these words. Therefore, consequently, as a result, hence, so, thus, for this reason. So these are the common words to indicate result or consequence. We may have language clues or transition signals that add more information. Additionally, furthermore, moreover, also, besides, not only but also, these are the words that show addition into the text. Or when we want to discuss the order or timing, first, second, third, next, then, initially, subsequently, after. So there are the transition words that show the order of events or the timing for a specific occurrence. We may have transition signals that they show specific instances or examples, like, for example, for instance, such as, namely, these are the words. And if you have comparison or likeness inside the text, similarly, likewise, the same way, like, by the same token, as, then we have the adjective, then as. So these are common cohesive words, or simply they're called language clues that can help us find out the relationship between ideas inside a text. So they're very helpful in finding out the right location and the right answer inside the text. So simply, the knowledge of cohesive devices will exactly help you with the insert text question and the overall reading comprehension. Because when you find out the relationship between ideas, you can easily guess the main topic and you can easily find out the right logical location where you want to insert the sentence. Okay, so important and very, very useful. So the overall strategies we can go ahead for insert text question, and in order to answer, the first one is to read the sentence very, very carefully. Try to read it very carefully. When you are reading, try to analyze each piece of that sentence. Look at the transition. Look at any, if there would be any word we call referent word used. Look at if there would be any signal phrase or transition words used inside the text. Look at the keywords that might be connected to the topic. look at every point of them. Then you can go to the 4 possible locations. When you go to the possible locations, you can read the sentences before and after each location. And when reading, we need to look at, again, the context of the sentence, the context of that possible location we want. Because if the sentences are already connected, you cannot insert a new sentence into them. So that's the first step. Read the passage carefully. Look at any signaling word. Those can be referent words, those can be transition signals, or any keyword that help you guess the right location for the insertion. Then go to the answers, go to the possible locations, read the sentence before and after that. And based on the context, based on the idea expressed in each location, guess, and then you can insert the sentence. It is the first thing we can do. The next thing is we have to use those language clues, okay, when we are specifically choosing a specific location. So look for cohesive devices in extra sentence and in the passage and ask yourself, is there a signal word or phrase in the extra sentence? What type of relationship does it indicate? Is it a cause and effect? Is it comparison contrast, chronological, or any other type of relationship? Or is there a pronoun or demonstrative? What can it refer to? Like we had the word this in our previous example. So this referred to a previously stated idea. So look at that one, and then whenever you're analyzing the answer choices, you can pick up the right location for insertion. Or there might be keywords. So do synonyms or repetitions of keywords occur? Where in the passage do you see them? Again, there are key words that we can use them. So basically, to finalize answering the insert text question, we read the sentence which is given very carefully. We'll analyze the sentence by finding out the transitions, by finding out referent words, by finding out the key words that might be connected or repeated inside the text, and then going to the answer choices, reading the sentence before and after the location, and making a logical guess. So that's the best thing we can do in order to answer the insert text question. The next thing is we need to use the content clues as well, which we had. Okay, one was language clues, which we called that one as transition signals. The next is using content clues. The content clues, you may ask yourself these questions. Does it elaborate on information already stated, already presented? Which information? For example, the sentence which is given to us to insert can be a general idea, can be a specific idea. So we have to find out the type of sentence which is given. Is that sentence elaborating on a key point stated already, or is it introducing a new idea? Is it an example? Is it an evidence? Is it an additional detail? Which kind of detail or which kind of information is the extra sentence giving you? Check that one. That's called content clue. So we can check out these questions whenever we are analyzing the sentence. And we have other questions as well, similar to that. Well, ask yourself, does it introduce a new topic? So if it is a new topic, it might belong at the beginning of a new discussion. Does it act a transition? So it might be placed between two different ideas if it is acting as a transition. Or if the new sentence is summarizing or wrapping up a point, it might belong at the end of the discussion, at the end of the sentence. So that's why these content clues are really crucial in order to find the correct location. And the final step is testing and eliminating the wrong choices. Still, if you are not sure in order to choose the right one, you can do the somehow you can replace the choices and check out each one. For example, you may have chosen A as the right option. So you click on A, so the sentence will be inserted. Read it and see the connection. If it disrupts the flow of idea, that's not the right location. If it changes the meaning of the content expressed, again, it is not the correct choice. If it is expressing the connection which doesn't make sense, or it is not well connected to the sentence before and after the location we insert the sentence, if it doesn't make sense, again, that's not the correct choice. The goal here is to find a location that makes it natural and logical. So we will do the process of elimination. So we have another question here. There are 4 options given, and the new sentence is here. We have there are 4 locations in the passage marked with A, B, C, and D that indicate where the following sentence could be added. What is the new sentence? This is the new sentence. It alters. So at the beginning of our sentence, we have a referent. So whenever we go back to the answer choices, we have to be very, very careful about this it, this pronoun referent, what it refers to. So exactly, it refers back to an idea which is already expressed. It alters how people interact with the landscape and with each other. So location A, B, C, or D. So read this sentence carefully, and I'll be back with the passage. And this is the passage. So let's go ahead and find the correct choice. If the idea is stated, or if the sentence is explaining specific detail, it's usually put in the middle of the sentence. It says here, it alters. It means it changes. Alters means the word change. How people interact with the landscape and with each other. So this is expressing a general content instead of a specific point of view. So a general idea instead of a specific idea. So where does it usually fit? Usually at the beginning of the passages. So it alters how people interact and landscape with each other. The correct choice is A here. Let's look at this one. Urbanization is the transformation of rural areas into urban areas. It alters. It alters. What alters? The urbanization alters. It refers to what? Urbanization. When we add, it alters how people interact with the landscape and with each other, it means the urbanization changes how they interact with each other and how they interact with the landscape. And now social geography studies these changes. Which changes? It refers back to the changes on how people interact with the landscape and with each other. It discusses that one. So the best possible location is A, because here we have the next sentence refers back to the social changes. Social geography studies these changes and helps us understand urbanization's implications. It means indirect effects on human societies. It means how they interact with each other. It explains that idea. So the best answer choice is option That's all.